So welcome to this short tutorial on how to use the Wine Trail notebook to capture your next 10 tastings. This is a great notebook to take with you if you're going to go out and do some wine tastings. You'll have them all in one spot, and it's a lot of fun. I like going out and doing wine tastings, so that's why I created this notebook, and I hope that you enjoy it. We'll do a quick tutorial and walk through. So again, with all of my planners, you have this quick notes page, which has an email address right to me. You can email me with your questions, comments, activities, things that you're doing. There's also a link to my Etsy shop, a link to the website, and also a link to the how-tos on the website. And this tutorial, there's a bunch of tutorials here that show you different things like how to cover up graphics that maybe you don't want, or to put your own graphics over them, how to use your own fonts if you have some fonts that you love that are not here in GoodNotes. So I show you all different tricks and tools in the how-to section, so feel free to go check those out. And this is, whenever you click on the Home tab, it will take you to this Quick Notes page. And the Quick Notes page is really for, sorry, we don't need to get my emails, is really for where you can drop ideas as you're going. So maybe you pass a winery and you want to capture the name so that you make sure you look it up when you get back. Or you taste a great wine at somebody else's house and you want to capture that. You can kind of just jot down quick things here so that you don't forget them, and you don't have to worry about where you're going to put them, because you might want to put them on a notes page, but when the idea hits right here in the front, you can quickly jot down an idea. So again, if you hit the Home tab, that is the page you're going to get to. Then there's just some quick copyright and welcome. Also, this notebook, like my many other notebooks, is formatted for the Hub Notebook system, so it's sized up perfectly. And the Hub Notebook system allows you to have different notebooks with different tabs, but nested into the same Hub notebook. So you can have one notebook with a whole bunch of different tabs, which I think is very cool. So that's one thing that you can do, and you can try the 2-subject Hub notebook for free just to get the hang of it. So this tutorial will take you quickly through how to use it, and then you can also see, get one for free and try it out for yourself. And then the tutorial that we're recording right now is going to be right here on this page. So if you hit the Favorites tab, that's going to take you to this page, which is as you find wines, as you're doing these different tastings, this is a chance to drop down, what your favorite ones are, maybe where's the best price for it, or maybe if you've bought a case, when did you buy the case, so that you can kind of keep track of how long you had that wine for, or maybe what years are the best. So this is just a chance to jot down some of your favorites, and you can always plus if you need more than one page. If you have a lot of favorites, just keep adding pages as you need. So that's when you hit the Favorites tab, it'll quickly take you right to here. Next is the Notes page. So we're going to skip the Index tab, just real quick go over the Notes tab. This is just where you can jot down ideas. The idea behind this page is you can insert it into any of these as you're going along. If you want to jot down some notes, you can insert a blank notes page. And then the Stickers page, if you have any cute stickers that you want to use in a planner like this, you certainly can. There's already graphics in here, so you may not need them, but I kept a blank stickers page just if you want to drop in some of your own images. So now let's go to the Index page. So if you hit the Index tab, it's going to take you here. And this is just 2 ways of navigating the notebook. So on the Index tab, you can see all the different wineries that you're visiting, or you can click on each tab, which will take you there. So this is just a quick way to get to them, but it also gives you an overview. So if you had some trips planned, you could kind of put down some of your ideas here of where you want to go and reserve that tab for that winery. So now if you were to click on either the tab or the number, it will take you into the tasting pages. I'm sorry, sometimes there are squirrels in my backyard and my dogs need to defend it. So here is the tastings page. So kind of just the demographics, what's the date, what's the winery, what's the names of some of the stuff you're going to be tasting, the type, the year, the region, country. These are just different things that you might want to jot down about the wine itself, and maybe a little bit about who was on this trip with you, which is always just kind of fun. Like if it was a girl trip, went with the girls versus, a romantic trip with your spouse, or just, whatever you wanted to know. I just think it's good. Part of the experience is who went with you. And then another part of the experience is how did you discover either the wine or the winery. So these questions are more type and year, is more based on the wine. So if you're only doing a wine tasting but not a whole flight, you might just be finding a favorite bottle of wine, and that's kind of why this is a little bit of a hybrid on this page. So if you find just a wine that you love, you can write down the type of the year. But if you're going to the winery, you can just write down the other things and then fill in, how did you find it? Did you stumble across it? Were you out looking for it? Did you have a great wine at a dinner event and then later went on and found the winery? So that's kind of what this page is for. Then the tasting, again, I think it's part of the tasting is really about the experience. So again, what was the occasion? Was it a girls' trip? Was it an anniversary? Was it, something special? And then the story behind the winery itself, which wineries have some awesome stories. So this is a good chance to, family run, what's the history of it? Kind of things that mean something to you. Like, why would you want to remember this wine or this winery? What is it that was really special to you? And there may be a specific vintage of wine that you really want to write about and not the winery itself. So you've got the option here. And then journal. So this is just anything you want to talk about the winery, the location, the experience, anything that you want. You can kind of journal in here, just an open page. And again, you could always put in a notes page if you need more room, or you could just duplicate this page. So that's what this page is about. And then the actual tasting. So here's your flight notes. So which wine were you tasting? What was the color? Your ranking for aroma, taste, any notes, and then your overall rating. So you can cover these up if you would like to do a different form of tasting. I know that, as I was looking at different wineries and different sheets, they all have a little bit different. They can get really hardy into the different things that you can score. But this is based on most of the average person who's just going out and having fun and is not really a wine connoisseur, but just somebody who just enjoys going to wine tastings and having a good time. So that's what I based it on, but you can cover these up with different labels if you'd like, and you'll find that again on the website in the how-to tutorials. But this is just, again, for the average wine person, you're going to taste a flight of wine. Most of them will taste, maybe about 4 wines, but you can get up to 6. And again, you could plus, depending on where you go, maybe they're crazy and maybe they'll let you taste a lot of wines. But usually a typical flight is about 4 wines. So I gave you the room here to do that. And those are the pages inside your tasting experience. So if we were to go to tasting 2, you'll see that they repeat, but now you'll see that the number has changed. And now we have a 2, where before there was a 1 here. So that's how you'll know which tasting you're on once you're in the sheets, because the sheets do look the same, but this number changes as we go through so that you know which tasting you're on. And at any time you can jump back to the index and know which tasting you're on just by looking at your index and quickly clicking one of these links, which will take you to the corresponding tab. So that's how you use this. Take it right with you to the winery, have a lot of fun. Definitely use these notes pages because you're going to want to put in, you might have some funny stories, some different things going on. You may even want to put pictures. Don't forget you have this ability. Number one, you can take pictures right here with your iPad, but you can also take pictures that you took with your phone and drop them in. They'll be up here in your camera roll, and you can just drag and drop a picture into your notes page. So that's just a fun way to remember it. You could also put those on your journal page. So if we were in here and we went onto the journal page, you could also drop in some great photos, maybe you with the wines or you with the wine owner, whatever you want to do, out in the vineyard, anything like that. You can always put pictures here, which is a great way to capture the memory of that wine tasting. So I hope you have fun with this. Enjoy going out and tasting a lot of wines. And again, you can do up to 10 right in this one book. So that's a whole year's worth of tasting. So have fun.